Coming up on Mountain News this morning, there was a shooting in Pikeville yesterday, but officers were able to act quickly. And a 20-year-old cold case may be close to being solved in Louisville.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 5:34 on July 25th. Now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. Brandon, we had a beautiful day yesterday and it seems to be pretty nice as of now in our area, but I don't know what we can really expect for the rest of the day, except it's going to be pretty warm.
Yeah, I think that we're going to see some back and forth rain chances, not necessarily everybody getting in on that, but a few spots out there, and we're seeing that this morning. Let's take a look at the last 6 hours on the satellite and radar. We had a pretty good little band of showers come through the overnight with that kind of weak boundary that moved through. Now we have a few more rolling through this morning into parts of the I-75 corridor, Whitley County, and right there next to the Tennessee border, and then going from basically Pike County into southwest Virginia. So we're continuing to watch that. Not a whole lot of rain out there this morning. As Olivia mentioned earlier, seen some stars outside the station here. So again, it's not too bad out there in some areas this morning. 63 Hazard, 63 Manchester, but 68 Harlan, Williamsburg, 62 Irvin. That is the new cool spot, by the way, and 71 in Monticello is the new warm spot. Now here is what we're going to see later today. Dew points. Anything above 60, which is most of the region, sticky. Okay, got a couple of spots that are still in the 50s, like Clintwood, Wise, and Irvin. And then you see the wind direction. It's coming in from the south, so that is warm wind. So we're going to continue to watch that be a factor for us as well. So 89 today for a daytime high. Can't rule out rain chances, but I do believe they're few and far between. Best chances in this morning and then again in the afternoon. So it's going to be another warm day. We backed off a little bit on air temperature. We originally had 90, we brought it back down to 89 because of those rain chances. But again, after today, it only goes up. Olivia?
Thank you, Brandon. A shooting in Pikeville yesterday left one man behind bars and sent another to the hospital. 19-year-old Timothy Newsom of Virgie was arrested after Chris Stanton told police Newsom shot him in the head. Newsom claims he hit Stanton in the head with his gun but did not shoot him. Investigators believe the gun went off after Newsom hit Stanton. The scene was under investigation as the roadway in Pikeville remained closed for hours. Police believe any threat to the public was over quickly.
I think that we have a very safe city compared to other places, but we have a high police presence and also patrol, and our administration makes sure that we have safe for the people that work here, safe for people that live here. So that's what we pride ourselves on. This is a rare occurrence in the city of Pikeville.
Newsom was taken to the Pike County Detention Center. A man was taken to the hospital after he was shot during a situation with police in Berea. It happened around 10:30 yesterday morning on Redbud Drive. Mayor Bruce Fraley says police were responding to a domestic situation when shots were fired. No officers were hurt, but a man involved in the domestic situation was shot once and taken to the hospital. We understand the man will be placed in police custody after being treated. Two men are facing charges after a run-in with police. Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office had a safety checkpoint in East Bernstadt Saturday morning. After a car came through the checkpoint, police determined 50-year-old Casper Hurley of McKee was a fugitive from another state. Police say they also found 60-year-old Freddie Lee Akers of Williamsburg under the influence. Both were arrested and taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. A former Campbell County, Tennessee corrections officer was indicted for bringing contraband into a jail. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation agents began investigating claims of misconduct involving 43-year-old Michael J. McCarty, saying he reportedly used his position to bring contraband into the Campbell County Jail to give inmates in exchange for payments. McCarty was arrested and booked into the Campbell County Jail on a $100,000 bond. A woman is dead after a crash in Harlan County. 59-year-old Abby Brock of Cold Iron was killed. Police say the crash happened just after 11:30 p.m. Sunday night on US 119 in the Cold Iron community. Police say Brock was driving a Ford F-150 when she crossed the center line and hit a Mack semi-truck head-on. State police say US 119 near Miracle Road in Cold Iron will be closed Wednesday from around 10 to 11 a.m. for reconstruction. One person is recovering after a house fire in Wayne County. It happened early yesterday morning on Barton Court in Monticello. Firefighters from the Monticello Fire Department responded and were able to quickly contain the flames. We are told one person was taken to a local hospital with minor injuries. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Two Prestonsburg High School students died in a weekend crash. State police say the vehicle they were riding in overturned on Kentucky Route 680 after leaving the roadway early Sunday morning. The driver and 3 other passengers were hurt. Counselors were available at Prestonsburg High School, Adams Middle, and Adams Elementary yesterday. The Floyd County School System posted the names and pictures of the 2 students on Facebook yesterday. The funeral for Kendra Jade Marino and McKenna Reese Burnett will be held Friday at 2 p.m. at Prestonsburg High School. The Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team helped 2 injured people this past weekend. They carried both an injured hiker and an injured climber out of the woods. In unrelated incidents, the rescue squad says this year has been an exceptionally busy year. They say Sunday's mission marked their 53rd rescue operation of the year. Police near Louisville have made an arrest in a cold case that is 20 years old. One man was shot and a juvenile was sexually assaulted. Now, decades later, investigators believe they are closer to justice. Kennedy Hayes from our sister station in Louisville has more.
David Hollowell is charged with attempted murder, burglary resulting in bodily injury, rape, and child molesting stemming from an incident 20 years ago.
Do you rent or own your own home?
No, I don't.
Okay, where are you living right now?
I stay with friends and sometimes I stay outside.
Right, do you have any vehicles?
No.
Any checkings or savings accounts?
I have accounts, but I don't have anything else.
The 52-year-old, alongside his attorney, Mickey Weber, pleaded not guilty Friday for the events that unfolded on April 14, 2003. Around 5:45 a.m., Charlestown police got a call from a home on Spring Street where then 50-year-old Jerry Abbott's daughter said she had been raped and someone shot her father. When police arrived, they learned from the victim the assaults happened at a home about 1 block away. At the address, they found Abbott with a gunshot wound to the head. He was taken to the hospital and survived, but sustained a traumatic brain injury. The investigation began and a man was arrested, then exonerated after the suspect's DNA did not match the sample found at the scene or on the victim. Then the case got a fresh look in 2020 after the wife of the man shot went to Charlestown Police Detective Jason Brody, concerned no new arrests had been made and the case remained unsolved. Hollowell was then linked to the crime scene through DNA tests, which his attorney argued were not thorough enough.
Said they want us to infer because there is a tangential relationship between a supposed sibling of David's DNA.
Weber also argued it's not fair to hold him in jail while police finish their investigation.
So I do believe that he poses a substantial risk of flight due to his criminal history and the past pretrial failures to appear.
The judge kept bond at $250,000 cash and ordered no contact with the victims. His trial is set for January 9th.
That was Kennedy Hayes reporting. The FBI is offering a $25,000 reward in the cold case murder of a 7-year-old Bowling Green girl back in 1996. Morgan Violi was kidnapped from the parking lot of her apartment complex 27 years ago yesterday. Her remains were found 3 months later in Robertson County, Tennessee. Witnesses at the apartment complex saw a white man driving a maroon van grab Morgan and speed off. The suspect was in his 20s at the time with light brown hair. The Kentucky National Guard is honoring an Eastern Kentucky congressman who was once in their ranks. Congressman Hal Rogers enlisted for service in 1957. Yesterday, officials with the Kentucky National Guard renamed the Armory in Monticello in his honor.
This is a very special day that I cherish very deeply because I love this community and I love this unit, which is what I devoted my life to those many years ago. But I deeply appreciate the people doing this.
Officials with the Kentucky National Guard say this is their way to honor and appreciate all of the hard work Congressman Hal Rogers has done. And coming up, Dwayne Johnson donates to actors on strike as finances get tough for some.
And rain chances stay low and temperatures stay high all the way through the end of this week and this weekend. I'll tell you about some ways you can beat the heat in about 3 minutes.